While I do originally come from the Call of Duty 4 background where the Desert Eagle, particularly for me the silver one, reigns supreme amongst the sidearms, there is something that exists which I think is twice as cool, and that is Twisted Eagles. When Modern Warfare 2 arrived on the scene, it brought with it the Powerhouse pistol, and now they've given you the ability to hit akimbo. Not one, but two. Suddenly your high-power Magnum pistol got a free pack-a-punch. And fuck me, does it pack quite a bloody punch. This is your secondary. These are your emergency. If you are struggling with your primary in close range and you're out of ammo, this is what you have to fall back on. Could you ask for anything better? They offer things that most secondaries couldn't come close to offering. The first being very high damage. If you can make just 2 bullets connect, your enemy dies. And between the 2 pistols, that's 14 shots. You can kill a guy just by pulling both the triggers once at the same time. Now admittedly the damage doesn't quite come close to what the shotguns can deal out. The SPAS-12, the AA-12, the Rangers, the M10, the Striker and the 87s all admittedly trump this thing for damage. However, what the shotguns don't have is that emergency value that I like in secondaries. They don't have quick draw. The Twin Eagles, they're still handguns, and they have fast draw time. The secondaries are there to fall back on when your primary cannot get the job done. And I will never forget the words from Gaz since the first time I played Call of Duty 4, who advised, "Remember, switching to your sidearm is always faster than reloading." And indeed, if you want a secondary which can pack a quick emergency draw time and high power, yes, the 44 Magnums offer it too, but you know what, the Desert Eagles are just 10 times cooler. So there you go, there's my opening speech about them. I think I've made a pretty decent tribute to them. That's kind of how I feel about the Desert Eagles in this game. If I tried to tell you how I was going to use Desert Eagles, then this gameplay wouldn't exactly be a true reflection, because, like I've tried to make extremely clear, these are secondary weapons. These are not primaries. You pull the Desert Eagles out in an emergency situation where your primary's out of ammo and you can't reload, or you're in a close quarters situation where you think your Desert Eagles will be better suited to the kill than your primary. In this game, however, I wanted to show you as much Desert Eagle action as I could, so I ran around with them as if they were primary weapons. When I did this, the closest thing I could compare it to was running around with HS-10 shotguns on Black Ops, and I am very familiar with the HS-10s, and I have a very good idea of how I like to play them. Admittedly, running around with HS-10s is a lot easier than running around with the Kimbo Desert Eagles, because they actually are shotguns and they have spread. Not only that, but they are primaries and you can have a secondary to them. For me, that's preferably the crossbow. If I could have a crossbow right now in Modern Warfare 2 as a secondary to Akimbo Deagles, I'd probably do it quite a lot, because they're amazingly good fun. Not only that, but the idea of it, the concept of this setup, would be much more plausible and effective. You would have the high power close range dominance in your Desert Eagles, and the crossbow would give you that long range explosive option. You have all the ranges covered, and not only that, but you are topping it all off with the maximum of style. Can you picture this guy in your head? No, not this fucker in the corner. Can you picture a guy holding 2 Desert Eagles, one in each hand, and then on his back he has an explosive crossbow? He would have to have the Duke Nukem glasses, he would have to have the John Marston cowboy hat, he would have to look fucking suave, because he's the most stylish fighter we have ever created. I want to be that guy. In fact, I'm going to learn graphics, I'm going to learn how to make cool animations and pictures, because I want to create this person. In fact, I've got it sorted, I've got it all in my head now. Animal from the Muppets. I'm going to have Animal from the Muppets, I'm going to give him the John Marston cowboy hat. I'm going to put one Desert Eagle in his left hand, I'm going to put one Desert Eagle in his right hand, I'm going to sling a crossbow on his back, and in the background, I'm going to have it titled Boo. And that's going to be my avatar. I wish I could find the patience to learn things like Photoshop, because I have no patience for learning new programs. Have you ever tried using Adobe After Effects before? That program scares the shit out of me, quite frankly. Our commentary went way off the rails. We started well with a nice Deagle speech and then we went talking about Animal. That's enough of that. HS10s I was on about. I'll link the HS10 video. I'll actually annotate it as well from now, and it'll be in the description below. I think that HS10 video gives a pretty solid explanation, and it's kind of the mindset I went into this game with, trying to use the Deagles. I mean, like I say, they're not primaries, but if you want to use them as primaries for the fun, go ahead, because they, you know what, they are fun. Not practical, as you see by the kind of deaths I get, but as long as you're having fun, don't let the skull bother you. And this game indeed for me was pretty damn fun, running around Scrapyard with these powerhouses. If you do the same, you can feel like a rock star too. And it looks like we're reaching the end for this game. But for the next vid, I think we'll be making a return to the Scrapyard with some more competitive games. It'll be a 3v3 domination. And if in your spare time you like to browse Twitter, or if you have a very keen eye, you might have noticed that the last couple of days have been very kind to me. As of yesterday, I came into partnership with Machinima. And it's the kind of people who are listening to this now, making it to the end of this vid, and have made it to the end of lots of other vids I've put up, and have rated them, commented on them. I have people like you to thank for viewing them, so I'd like to say it. Thank you so much, and goodbye for now.